Quick question. Look at your phone right now. How many contacts do you have?
Probably hundreds?
Okay. Now, how many of those people could you call at 2 a.m. if something went really wrong?
Oh, that's a very different number.
Exactly. And that gap right there, that's what we're talking about today.
Today's topic is one of those things everyone has an opinion on but rarely talks about honestly. Is it better to have a few close friends or a lot of friends?
And before you think this is some simple debate, it's not. This one goes deep. It touches loneliness, trust, social pressure, and how we actually define friendship in the first place.
So if you've ever felt like you don't have enough friends, or if you have a big social circle but still feel kind of alone, this episode is for you.
Stay with us. This one's going to hit home.
All right, let's start with the big social circle side, because honestly, there are real benefits to knowing a lot of people.
For sure. More connections can mean more opportunities, more fun, more variety. You always have someone to hang out with.
Right, you go to a party, you know people. You need a recommendation, someone's got one. You move to a new city, maybe someone from your network lives there.
And that word, network, is interesting because we used to just say friends. Now we say network like it's a business thing.
That's true, and I think that shift says something about how we see relationships now. A lot of people collect connections but don't always build real friendships.
And this is where the word acquaintance comes in. An acquaintance is someone you know casually, maybe a coworker, a classmate, someone you chat with sometimes, but you're not truly close.
Like you'd say hi at a coffee shop, but you wouldn't call them when you're going through something hard.
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with having acquaintances. They're a normal part of life. The problem starts when people confuse acquaintances with real friends.
Yes, and social media makes that confusion way worse.
So much worse. You have 500 followers, 300 friends, but when you actually need someone, you're scrolling through your phone like, who do I even call?
That moment is brutal, and it connects to something important: the difference between being social and being connected.
Ooh, say more about that.
Being social means you can talk to people, you show up to things, you're friendly, but being connected means someone actually knows the real you, your fears, your bad days, your weird side.
And connection is what actually makes you feel less lonely.
Right, you can be the most social person in the room and still feel completely alone.
That's so true. And that kind of loneliness is actually harder because nobody believes you. They see you surrounded by people and think, how could you be lonely?
Exactly, and this is where the small circle people have something real.
Yeah, let's talk about the other side. What's the case for having just a few close friends?
For me, it comes down to one word: depth. When you have fewer close friends, you can actually go deep with them. You know their story, they know yours, there's real trust.
And trust takes time. It takes showing up again and again, not just when it's fun, but when it's hard.
Right, a close friend is someone who's seen you at your worst and still chose to stay. That doesn't happen with 50 people. That happens with 2 or 3.
And that's what people call your inner circle. Your inner circle is the small group of people you trust the most, the ones who really know you.
And here's the thing, your inner circle doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real.
I love that. But let me push back a little, because some people use, I only need a few close friends, as an excuse to avoid putting themselves out there.
Ooh, that's fair. Say more.
Like, sometimes people aren't choosing a small circle. They're just scared of rejection. They tell themselves quality over quantity, but really they're just staying in their comfort zone.
That's a good point. Quality over quantity is a real principle, but it can also become a defense mechanism.
Right. And the phrase, quality over quantity, means focusing on having better, deeper relationships instead of just more of them.
Which is great, unless you're using it to justify never meeting anyone new.
Exactly. Growth still requires some discomfort. And sometimes a stranger today becomes your closest friend in 2 years.
That's true. Some of my best friendships started with the most random conversations.
Same. So maybe the answer isn't strictly few or many. Maybe it's about being intentional.
Yeah, intentional is the key word. Know what you need. Some people genuinely thrive with a big group. Others are happier with 2 or 3 deep connections. Both are valid.
But both require effort. That's the part people forget.
Big time. Friendships don't just survive on their own. Even the best ones need maintenance.
And that brings up something we should talk about. What happens when friendships fade? Because that's one of the most common and most painful social experiences.
It really is, and it's not always dramatic. Sometimes people just drift apart. That means you slowly lose contact with someone, not because of a fight, but because life takes you in different directions.
Like, you used to talk every day, then every week, then every month, and then one day you realize you haven't spoken in a year.
And nobody did anything wrong. You just grew in different directions.
That's called growing apart. And it's natural, but it still hurts.
It does, especially when you realize the friendship meant more to you than it did to the other person.
Or when you realize you were always the one reaching out. You were always the one making plans, sending the first message, checking in.
And that's exhausting. If the effort only goes one way, it stops feeling like a friendship and starts feeling like a job.
Which is why mutual effort matters so much. A real friendship is a two-way street.
Agreed, but here's a tricky one. What about fair weather friends?
Ah, yes. A fair weather friend is someone who's only around during the good times. When things are fun and easy, they're there. But when life gets hard, they disappear.
Like they'll come to your birthday party but won't check on you when you're going through a breakup.
Exactly. And most people don't realize someone is a fair weather friend until they actually need them and they're gone.
That moment of realization is tough, but it's also valuable because it shows you who's really in your corner.
And that's kind of the silver lining of hard times, right? Difficult moments filter your friendships. They show you who stays.
Yes, hard times don't just build character, they reveal it in you and in the people around you.
I love that. Hey, if you're enjoying this conversation, hit that like button. It takes 1 second, and it helps us reach more English learners like you.
For real, one tap, big difference. Okay, so let's get practical. What does a healthy friendship actually look like?
I think it starts with feeling safe. A good friend is someone you can be honest with without worrying they'll judge you.
Yes, and they're honest with you too. Not in a harsh way, but in a caring way.
Right. Sometimes a real friend tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
And that's not always comfortable, but it's a sign of respect.
Another thing, a healthy friendship has space. You don't need to talk every single day to be close. Sometimes you go weeks without talking, and when you reconnect, it feels like no time has passed.
That's actually a sign of a strong friendship. It doesn't need constant maintenance to survive. It just holds.
And you don't keep score. You don't think, I did this for them, so they owe me. It just flows naturally.
Right. The moment you start keeping score, something is already off.
Now, what about making new friends as an adult? Because a lot of people struggle with this.
Oh, that's a big one. When you're a kid, making friends is so easy. You share a toy and suddenly you're best friends forever.
But as an adult, it gets complicated. Everyone's busy, everyone has their routine, and there's this weird unspoken rule that you can't just walk up to someone and say, "Hey, want to be friends?"
Which is ridiculous when you think about it, because that's literally how it works as a kid.
Right? But adults overcomplicate it. They're scared of being awkward, scared of rejection.
And this is where putting yourself out there matters. It means taking a social risk, even if it feels uncomfortable.
Like saying yes to an invitation even when you'd rather stay home. Or starting a conversation with someone new at work or at a class.
And not every attempt will turn into a friendship. That's normal. But you only need a few to work.
Exactly. You don't need everyone to like you. You just need a few people who get you.
So let's kind of bring this together. What's the real answer? Few close friends or many friends?
I think the honest answer is, it depends on who you are. Some people genuinely need a big social circle to feel energized. Others feel drained by too many people and prefer going deep with a few.
And both are fine. The problem isn't the number. The problem is when your friendships don't match what you actually need.
Right. If you need depth, but you're surrounded by surface-level people, you'll feel lonely. If you need variety and energy, but you only have one friend, you might feel stuck.
So the real question isn't how many friends should I have? It's do my friendships actually make my life better?
And if the answer is no, it might be time to reach out to someone new, or reconnect with someone you've been missing.
Or sometimes it means letting go of friendships that are no longer good for you.
Which is hard. But sometimes walking away from the wrong people is how you make space for the right ones.
Beautifully said. All right, now let's slow it down and do our word tour. These are the key words and phrases from today's conversation.
Listen carefully, repeat out loud, and think about how you'd use these in your own life.
First one, acquaintance. An acquaintance is someone you know casually, but you're not truly close with.
Example: he's not really a friend. He's more of an acquaintance from work.
Or, I have a lot of acquaintances, but only a few real friends.
Repeat after me. Acquaintance.
Acquaintance.
Good. Next, inner circle. Your inner circle is the small group of people you trust the most.
Example, she only shares personal stuff with her inner circle.
Or, my inner circle is small, but I trust them completely.
Repeat, inner circle.
Inner circle.
Next, quality over quantity. This means focusing on having better, deeper relationships instead of just more of them.
Example: when it comes to friendships, I believe in quality over quantity.
Or, she doesn't need a big group. For her, it's always been quality over quantity.
Repeat. Quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity.
Now, drift apart. This means slowly losing contact with someone over time without any fight or specific reason.
Example, we used to be so close, but after college, we just drifted apart.
Or, it's sad when old friends drift apart, but it happens to everyone.
Repeat, drift apart.
Drift apart.
Next, grow apart. This means two people change over time and no longer connect the way they used to.
Example: we didn't have a fight, we just grew apart.
Or, sometimes people grow apart and that's okay. It doesn't mean the friendship wasn't real.
Repeat. Grow apart.
Grow apart.
Now, fair weather friend. A fair weather friend is someone who's only around during good times, but disappears when things get hard.
Example, I thought she was a real friend, but she turned out to be a fair weather friend.
Or, fair weather friends are easy to find, true friends are rare.
Repeat, fair weather friend.
Fair weather friend.
Next, put yourself out there. This means taking a social risk, like meeting new people or being open even if it feels uncomfortable.
Example: if you want to make friends, you have to put yourself out there.
Or, I know it's scary, but putting yourself out there is the only way to meet new people.
Repeat. Put yourself out there.
Put yourself out there.
Now, comfort zone. Your comfort zone is the safe space where everything feels familiar and easy, but where growth doesn't really happen.
Example, making new friends means stepping outside your comfort zone.
Or, I stayed in my comfort zone for years and wondered why nothing changed.
Repeat, comfort zone.
Comfort zone.
Next, reach out. This means contacting someone, usually to connect, check in, or ask for help.
Example: I decided to reach out to an old friend I hadn't talked to in months.
Or, don't be afraid to reach out. Most people appreciate it more than you think.
Repeat. Reach out.
Reach out.
And last one, social battery. Your social battery is your energy for being around people. When it runs out, you feel drained and need time alone.
Example, I love my friends, but after 3 hours, my social battery is completely dead.
Or, introverts usually have a smaller social battery than extroverts.
Repeat, social battery.
Social battery.
And that's the word tour for today.
You can come back and replay this section anytime until these phrases feel natural. Try using them the next time you talk about friendships or social life in English.
All right, before we go, leave us a comment. Tell us, are you a few close friends person or a many friends person? And how many people are in your inner circle?
If this episode made you think, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share it with a friend. A real one.
Take care of your friendships, your energy, and your English.
This is Maya.
And this is Cole.
And you've been listening to Speak English Lo-Fi. See you in the next one.